frequently as you play some ACC rivals. Is that arrangement good for the league? Is it good for Clemson?
I mean, I think anytime you can play good teams, it's good for you, regardless if they're in the league or not in the league. I mean, that's kind of been our, scheduling model since I got the job. We've tried to play, 10, all-ins, if you will, and we've tried to play one team from our state and then another group of 5 type of team. That's kind of been our model for a long time. I know not everybody, really subscribes to that, the 10 Power 5 type games, but so I think it's great. Anytime you can play, great teams, certainly Notre Dame, is one of those teams.
Coach Swinney, what type of offense are you expecting Riley to put together for you?
Well, I mean, I think the best offenses we've had have had some semblance of balance. Not that you're going to be some 50-50 type deal week to week. It just kind of depends on where you are. I think that's where your explosiveness comes from. So I think, when it's all said and done, we got to be able to run the football. That's where it starts. I think we're going to be able to do that, but then you also have to be able to throw the ball at a high level, and so I think the biggest thing will be just a little bit more explosive, getting back to what we've been accustomed to from an explosive standpoint. Hopefully more big plays, and part of that is being healthy and getting kind of all hands on deck as well.
Dabo, if Florida State is consistently really good, is that good for the ACC, and is that good for Clemson?
I mean, I don't know if it's good for Clemson, but it's definitely good for the ACC. As many good teams as you can have. I mean, Mike's he's done an amazing job. I mean, he really has. They've done a great job, and you can kind of see it coming. I think they've made steady progress. They've done a great job in putting their roster together as they've tried to build their roster since he got there, but. I think it's good anytime you've got it, whether it's Florida State or whoever. And, there's a lot of great coaches and a lot of great players in this league. It's a talented league from top to bottom, and there's no disputing that, I know people don't want to talk about that, but, the NFL comes to our league second most, all the way back to 2005 or 2013, whatever, how you want to look at it. That's a long time. Quarterbacks, et cetera. So there's a lot of great players, and again, a lot of great coaches that I don't think necessarily get the recognition that they deserve. But I don't think anybody would say that it's a bad thing when you have a bunch of good teams in your league.
Where are Coach Riley and Cade at this point heading into the fall in terms of getting on the same page with the offense and just kind of being in sync?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're ready to go. They're both, very, positive and enthusiastic people just naturally. So they're both really ready. We've got a lot of work done since January, and everybody's just ready to get out on the field and let's start to, reap the benefits of that work. But the one other positive about Garrett is he recruited Cade, so he knew him already, prior to, him getting here to Clemson. So they're ready to go. It's been a great summer from a preparation standpoint. Cade has done an amazing job of leading our guys in our skills and drills, and installation-wise, we're in a good spot. So now we just got to go do it. Oh, that's great. I love Chad. It's one of those things. He probably would have come back this spring, but he had a bad horse accident and broke his leg and it was really bad. Had to have a bunch of rods and screws put into one leg, so he's still kind of recovered from that. But, he's a very cheap, high qualified guy to have hanging around. But he's gonna, it's kind of like what we did with Ted Roof a couple years ago. I mean, he's going to go watch Chandler play, but he still wants to be involved, and he can bring a lot of value. I mean, he's going to be like a special assistant in football. He's actually going to work with the defense and the offense, and that he's going to, just stay a week ahead and really, just add a lot of value from another lens. This guy's been a really, really good offensive coordinator. He's been a head coach. I mean, he's just got a lot of experience, and again, just he's always loved Clemson, loved his time here. It's crazy, he hadn't been back here since the day he left. We were talking about it. He left the Sunday after the South Carolina game in 2014. He left the next day to take the SMU job, and he hadn't been back since. And so it's changed a lot since then. A lot has happened, obviously. So he's really, he hadn't seen our facility. There's a lot of things. So it's been really good to just have him back around. And again, he'll bring a lot of value for sure. And hopefully we can help him, just kind of get back reset and get back going and get some positive things back going in his direction.
Trevor, what do you think of the new clock rules, and how do you think that might change, affect your offense?
I don't think it will change much. They changed the rules a few years ago to where, it doesn't stop when you go out of bounds. The biggest change is the first downs, so, apparently that'll shorten the game some. I don't know. I think it's more the commercials, if you ask me, than the game. I think we just throw them over there on the side and let's keep playing. But the biggest change is there's no change 2 minute. First half, second half, it's the exact same. So it's not like you got to kind of rethink clock management and things like that. Now your 4 minute mode, it's different because you're obviously you're getting the first down and it's rolling. So that part of it's a little different, but I think it's good. I don't think there's anything bad about it.
They coach 15 years now. That's a generation. A lot of these men you have on your roster were kids when you started in Clemson, and I believe, I don't know the number, but Paul had a significant birthday, if you will, recently. So just a little bit on the legacy, reflecting on your time at Clemson now, a generation.
Yeah, this will be my 15th year full-time as the head coach, which is crazy. It really is crazy. It's been an amazing journey. A lot of good years, some great years, and some tough years. We had a little bit of everything along those 15 years, but just so many great people and great relationships along the way. It's been a blast for sure. The Paul 53 years, I think, is what the Paul celebrated, and unique story about that is I met Frank Howard when I was a kid. He's the only football coach I met. As a young kid, I didn't get to meet Coach Bryant, but I met Frank Howard, which is crazy. And then Hootie Ingram was the one. He had just, I think, become the head coach at Clemson, and he was a great player at Alabama. But I guess they wanted to kind of rebrand some things and change kind of the logo or whatever, and they hired this company to do all this stuff, and they end up settling on the Paul. Once Coach Howard, I guess, signed off on it and said, okay, let's do it. But the crazy thing about that is when I go to Alabama, Hootie Ingram is my AD. He is the athletic director while I'm a player and starting my coaching career. So it's kind of a weird connection as well.